I've been thinking a lot about how to talk about last week's episode because my notes came down to 4 things, which were the words Kachan always at his limit. Kachan was at his limit versus Araka. Izuku is breaking. Todoroki is shaking. My boy. Those were my notes. I was so into it though, guys. I really was. Last episode was. There are no words for it, are there? It was insane. It was so good. The whole thing was incredible. We saw so many good scenes with the fight between Todoroki and Izuku. We got a little bit more. I like when Kachan speaks because Kachan's got like a really he's really smart, but it's all hidden behind aggression, and I wish it wasn't because he could be so much more. And I hope one day he will be so much more married to Izuku. But that's not the point. Beyond that, that is never going to happen. I'm pretty sure Uraraka and Izuku are endgame, no matter how much that hurts me. And it does hurt me. But no, I'm legitimately looking forward to where the show goes from here. I have heard so many good things. In fact, you know what? I'm going to roll a d20 like in D&D and determine how well this show will go. Oh yeah, my favourite purple one, but that's a d12. I'll use the green one. Okay, guys. If it's a 1 to 5, it's going to be crap, this show, and I will hate the rest of it. I won't. If it's a 5 to 10, it's pretty alright. If it's a 10 to 15, it's pretty good. If it's a 15 to 19, it's amazing. If it's a 20, well, it's perfect. Okay, that's a 2, so I don't believe it. It was next to a 20 though, so I'm going with that one. Fuck that. Dice lie all the time anyway. They never let me win. But no, we had the best fight I think I've ever seen in anime, bar some of Ruby's fights are a lot cooler, I have to admit. I love Ruby, but the thing about Ruby's fights is I love the hand-to-hand. I'm such a big fan of hand-to-hand combat, and that's one thing we haven't really seen in this, because it's all big punches and stuff. So when we get to some like hand-to-hand fighting action, I'll be down, because that's my jam. But obviously that's where my love for Ruby comes from, because I love the technicalities of fighting, because I'm a black belt, and so I love all the intricacies and stuff. So it's really cool to see, and but what I love in this show is just the raw power that's thrown out. Like Cementos built a fucking all those walls, and even he couldn't stop Todoroki and Izuku colliding with each other. And I have to give it to Izuku. He was left standing after that. I was like, boy, I would be on the ground on my ass, done. But it was impressive, and I really hope to see Todoroki and Izuku kind of get on better terms now and become friends, because I really want to ship that too. I have no morals and I don't care. But no, last episode was incredible. I loved the action. The action was a mainly action episode. I think that's why I struggled to write notes about it, because I was just mesmerized by the animation, the graphics, everything. It was brought to life so beautifully. I don't know who makes this show, but they brought it to life so beautifully. And I think what I really appreciate about that is the fact that you get to see so many. I'm going to have to put my glasses on, guys. My eyes are hurting. This is what happens when you play Nintendo Switch and they don't. Okay, why did Nintendo Switch not provide a blue light? I'm sorry. But anyway, the graphics were so good, and there were so many moments where I was just like, oh, from the Uraraka meteor fall to the friggin' Kachan Kachan Uraraka, yeah, with the explosion and everything, to the whole Izuku and Todoroki colliding, to Kirishima v Metal Guy with the arm wrestle. I know that sounds silly with the arm wrestle, but it was showing there are different kinds of animation, different kinds of graphics, and different kinds of cleaning your fucking glasses. But no, there are different kinds of ways of showing animation, and I think it was really cool. I think it was really cool to see that they could really show off what they obviously been working on for a long time. I mean, those animations can't come easily. They must work their ass off on them, and I have to give a big props to the people who make the show, because holy crap. I am looking to getting more into anime. Like, I would love to get more into anime. It's very dangerous to react to, although I may just maybe put a series up on Patreon at some point. I react to maybe Fairy Tail or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I know you can't really react to those on YouTube, so I might just put it on Patreon. I don't know if anyone's down for that. Let me know in the comments below. It's only $5 a month, so. If you want to find my Patreon, where you can watch the next My Hero Academia reaction, by the way, guys, just go in the comments below. It's down there. Anyway, beside that, we had the amazing fight, and then I think one of my favourite thing was when Todoroki and Izuku went full on each other, just full on it, was the fact that even Kachan looked back like, holy crap, like this is insane. They are fighting insanely, and it was so good to see. Yeah, I really loved it. I don't know what we're going to do when we get to the My Hero movie, because I know obviously that comes up and I can't really react to that unless I just put that on Patreon, possibly. Might do that. Might make that a free one, possibly. And then we'll move on, obviously, after that. But I'm really excited, because obviously I know about the movie. I'm not blind. Some of my friends went to My Hero and like, the movie. I'm like, okay, so there's a movie, so yeah. I'm not completely blind, but I don't know what's coming up. And I'm extremely excited to find out. I'm trying to find more things to talk about, but last episode just blew my mind because the fighting was insane, and then like all the clothes were shredded, and I was a bit like, don't really want to look at that. But it was also a bit like, holy shit, this is some serious damage. What would have happened if Cementos hadn't thrown at that wall? Would they have just would Todoroki have killed him by accident, or would he have killed Todoroki if he got there first? Because I imagine the wall affected Izuku way more than it affected Todoroki, you know? Because, like, Izuku was, like, flying towards the wall, whereas Todoroki was just throwing all his power at it, so that's presumably why Todoroki beat him quite so... not easily, he obviously had to throw his full power at him to beat him, but it was an insanely good fight. Izuku is going to be fucked after that, though. May I just say, although Recovery Girl, I suppose she can save him. But I was legitimately impressed by that. I think the one thing I do want to see in this show more is more hand-to-hand fighting, like combat fighting, but like I think my favourite fight so far, despite those, is still the Aizawa fight, where he was in the training centre and he was fighting all the villains like with the raps and then like kicking them. I loved that fight because it was all hand-to-hand, and that's my thing. So as much as I love the Todoroki Izuku power display in the Uraraka, although the Uraraka Bakugo one was quite cool, but that's because I stan Uraraka. Wow, I said stan again. That's the second time I've ever used that word in my life for a meaning, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Am I down with the kid? Who knows? Who cares a shit? I'm rambling, guys, because I want to talk about the fight, but I think like I've said everything I can think about the fight right now. I think I have. Okay, so I imagine there's going to be a lot to dissect in this episode. Please give me something to write down instead of just like kicking the shit out of each other. But how much power is Izuku using at the moment? Is that 100% with his body being as it is? And I suppose as he gets better, he'll become more powerful? Or I don't know, you guys will explain to me in the comments, I'm sure. If I had my phone, I'd read some comments, but I don't. Let me go to the... Oh, it's because I need to publish last episode anyway, so I can't do that. But I did see that a lot of you were supportive about basically what I said about Endeavour and how he, you know, was a rapist, and thank you for supporting me in agreeing with that, because I stand by what I said. I think he is, so, you know, it's a very big thing to come out and say something like that, and to say, like, I think you're a rapist, basically. But I do believe that, you know what I mean? I do believe that. So, yeah, this is My Hero Academia. I hope you're all having fun. I know I am. Shall we go? I think we should. And, yeah, this is My Hero Academia. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's go.
Abandoned anything. You're a fool to think my feelings could be so easily reversed. Instead, out there, for that one moment, I forgot all about you.
Ooh.
Whether that's good or bad, whether it's the right thing to do.
I've ever seen in my life, Victoria. What pro's gonna want a sidekick that hurts himself?
Now you're just rubbing salt in his wound.
Is she choking him?
Not a good time.
I'm just speaking the truth.
You're much too noisy. I know you're worried, but I've got to focus on surgery now.
Surgery?
Go on, get out of here.
But surgery's a big deal, isn't it? But his wounds
Don't
be
worry,
healed.
just leave.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I have to get to Minette. At least he cares. That's the only good thing about him.
Technically have to.
Agreed. Hell yes. Oh, baby. I'm gonna cry. My boy.
Mark, shut up!
Mina, come on. Mina, come on. Mina? Ah, damn it.
Ashina was out of bounds.
Damn it,
Now
Ashina.
he will advance.
Fuck that.
You speak the truth. This place is full of incredible potential heroes.
It is.
One for All is a crystallization of power. It bolsters quirks. For example, if young Todoroki were to inherit it,
Oh, Jesus.
strength added to his own quirk would probably make him an unbeatable superhero. I was quirkless too as a kid.
Seriously?
Back then, it wasn't as rare of a thing, but it was still out of the ordinary.
Why does that make me
Even though I
cry?
had a power of my own, I had someone who believed in my potential. It's true. When we first met, I saw a little of the old me.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why.
Expectations time
This is
and time
beautiful.
again. One day you're gonna do incredible things with One for All.
Hell
That's
yeah.
something I truly believe.
No doubt about it. It's him.
Who?
I found you, hero killer.
Hero killer? Well, that doesn't sound very good. Wait, was that the thing at the end of the last season with the big tongue? Damn! You're not gonna hold on for much longer. Die! It's got relish.
Now I understand why you were trying to avoid a drawn-out match with me. I'll throw him out of bounds before I can.
Wait for it. Did you just freeze your engines?
It's blocked. Where did you? When you kicked me, I've only been showing off ranged attacks today. You forgot I could do precision moves too, didn't you?
Damn.
Money. That's what all of you who call yourselves heroes are really after. But you bastards are not heroes. Except him. The only one with permission to kill me. Thought the bird would win for sure. I guess that means his quirk's not invincible after all.
No.
Light is his weakness. Interesting. And Bakugo's the kind of guy who would exploit that.
Without a doubt.
Chose a terrifying person to make your enemy.
Just luck that his quirk works so well against that guy.
I like those two.
A villain got Tensei.
What the fuck is that?
You haven't even noticed it, have you?
What I have to offer.
Shigeru.
Hero killer. Stain.
You've got real issues, boy. Well, guys, that was insane. I really want to see the Todoroki and Izuku talk. Like, I need that. So in the second half, we got a lot of crazy. I'm going to talk about the first half in the second part of this ending. Don't ask me why. I just have my reasons to do that. But no, we saw basically Tenya's brother he got slaughtered by this hero killer by the looks. It looks like he didn't even put up much of a fight. Like, the dude was like licking the blood with his oversized, freakishly long tongue off of his blade. Like, that is how people get HIV. I'm not saying Tenya's brother had HIV. Don't lick blood. Just saying, unless you're a vampire, in which case it's totally cool. Can't get that anyway. Boom. No, he just straight up massacred him, and I really think this will be great. I know that sounds awful. I really think it'll be great for Tenya's character, though. I feel like it'll be a growth for him, because he's always been upright and wanting to be the best and impress his brother, and now he doesn't have anyone to impress. His brother's dead. Well, we did hear his mum for the first time ever. I also like that we're getting to meet everyone else's parents, although I'm wondering where Ingo is. Where is she? Is she okay? Did she survive? Is she okay? I'm extremely excited to see Todoroki versus Kachan. Like, that seems like it's going to be an insane fight, especially if Todoroki doesn't use his flames, although I kind of hope he will. Although, will he be able to reverse Kachan's flames? That would be cool, like Kachan just goes like that and Todoroki just goes like that and the flames go back at him or something. Holy shit. Although I don't know if he can actually control fire or just produce it and use his own fire, so it's probably more the case. Him being able to control fire may be a little OP. Just a little. But I am truly excited for that fight, because it'll be, oh my god, it'll be Game of Thrones, Fire versus Ice, the Song of Ice and Fire. But yeah, it's interesting. I loved the whole last fight, although I have to ask, and this is a serious question, why are there no nipples in anime? What happens to them? Does everyone in anime just have their nipples chopped off at birth and that's it? No one talks about it? I want to talk about it. I want to talk about this serious issue. I'm like that hero killer at the end. We're not talking about the serious issues. No, but seriously, like, where are the nipples, guys? Like, I'm not like going, oh, nipple, but what I mean is like, this is such a weird, but like, it's weird. It's weird, okay? I'm not gonna do that. But I have nipple, everyone has nipples, so why don't anime characters have them? It blows my mind. I don't know why. It's like my OCD goes into overdrive. I'm like, boy, you forgot to put your nipples on this morning. I made myself laugh way too much. It's a sign of loneliness. And then we saw Izuku, who may have or may not have nipples. We don't know because he was wearing bandages. Does All Might have nipples? Anyway, no, we've gone too far. No, we saw Izuku, and he was in a pretty bad way, and I liked what Recovery Girl said. That she said, I'm not going to heal you anymore when you're like this, because you can't keep using your own power and keep fucking up and keep hurting yourself, because it's just not going to work. It's not feasible. Your body obviously can't handle it. It needs to grow into it rather than you just continuously trying to break it until it works. He's got a crooked right hand. He's the guy from Scary Movie 2. He goes, take my strong hand. That will be Izuku. The claw. But yeah, it's interesting, and you just have to crack a few knuckles into place. It'll look good as new. No, maybe not. But it is interesting to think that you have this character who is so willing to throw themselves into danger, and you know, I think when All Might found him, he was like, yeah, you could be a really good candidate, and Izuku's like, yes, I can. I'm going to throw myself at everything, give it 100%, even though I can't handle 100%, and keep ending up in hospital where an old lady has to kiss me better, literally. And it's kind of crazy. I liked how everyone like piled in to see Izuku make sure he was alright. Even Mineta, I was like, okay, Mineta, you have one good feature, and that's you actually give a shit, and I'm very proud. Also, I know we're not talking about Ruby, but these two are going to fight a main bad guy tomorrow. I'm so excited. I just saw them, I was like, holy shit, I've just got all hyped again. But this show is legitimately so good. It really is so good. I need a My Hero Academia poster. You can send me fan mail down below if you want to get me a My Hero Academia poster. Just say jokes. Haha. No, you don't have to. I'm joking. But it is interesting to see how, especially how Kachan reacted as well to the end of that fight, and how he reacted to everyone sort of talking about it. He seemed really angry, like he wasn't impressed by the display of power, and I really want Kachan and Izuku to become friends. Just can it please happen? Please? Will it ever happen? Please? I don't know, but maybe one day. I think Izuku needs to toughen up a little bit more. I don't think he cries a lot. Like, I believe as a human being and as a male, I think crying is great. I cry all the time. But Izuku cries all the time. All the time, guys. Like, legitimately. At everything. He's one of these guys who, you know, a certain sad song comes on the TV and so... Having said that, I cried it when, like, I cried in this episode. So it's not like it's great. It's just like he cries all the time. like all the time, but he's a kid and he's growing up, and I'm battling myself in this argument now, apparently. But no, I love Izuku. He's still my favorite character without a doubt. Although Todoroki and Kachan are definitely up there, as is surprisingly, as is Aizawa. Aizawa was never one who was going to strike me as my favorite character, but as he's gone on, he's grown up, especially after that fight. He was the sickest fight. I loved that fight. That was so cool. Him just like kicking all the villains' ass. Like he could still hold his own, even though he's like a sneak in, take them out, like assassin kind of hero. He can still fight like a bamf, and I loved it so much. And yeah, I love the whole Todoroki and Endeavor thing. Like that was such a cool moment. I was told, Todoroki was like, I don't need you anymore. Maybe I don't need you anymore. I was like, oh! Like that must have blown Endeavor's mind, and I really hope he would, blow it so badly that he, fell off a cliff and died, or was eaten by sharks. Who am I kidding? The dude's so big he'd probably ride the shark to safety. I think I knew your plan for him. But no, I'm really glad he's rejecting him, because honestly, that dude's such a dick. I like legitimately do not like him. Like, there are not many people, maybe the person they're fighting tomorrow, but there are not many people in shows that I am legitimate, like, you're a bad guy. Like, there are some bad guys. Michelle Gomez in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, for one. You kind of root for them because they're so charismatic, and yes, they're evil, and yes, they eat people, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But when you're faced with something that real and that dark and that horrific, and that's something that happens all around the world still to this day, in some places more than others, without questionable, without doubt, but it does still happen, and it's something so horrific and awful to be not only forced into a relationship that you don't want to be in, but then to be forced to have sex with someone, raped, and then forced to carry their child. I mean, you couldn't even conceive, and then be told to love that child. Like, of course he was going to break her, of course it was. And obviously he was beating her as well. It was just a whole sad situation, and you know me, if you watch my Angel reactions, you know how much I love the psychology of everything and how everything works, but it's just one area of psychology that I never delve into, because I think, like, if you looked into why people do that, and it comes down to mainly arrogance and dominance, and they're the two main factors about why people are like that. Yes, there are people who are mentally ill and do it, but mainly it's arrogance and dominance, usually a combination of the two. And you can definitely see that in Endeavor, especially the arrogance. And I think the dominance part as well, I really don't want Endeavor to be redeemed, because I think there are some people who are irredeemable, and I think that's okay, But that's a whole different subject for a different day. I really loved this episode, but Tenya's brother, guys, I don't think he's getting up after that one. That was a lot of blood. The dude was licking off his sword. And then, I had the name in my head a second ago, and it's bloody gone. What was his name? Purple Fart, come on. What was his name? Why did I destroy all these notes? Why are all my notes out of order? Shigeroti's father. Look, I just, I could have... I really, really could have made, better notes than this. I wrote hand face going down. Come on, I must have got his name somewhere. In fact, I know I got his name. I've got Shigeroti there. What was that Purple Fart's name? It's driving me mad, guys. There's Purple Fart. What is his name? Holy fuck, it's really annoying me. Stupid purple twat. I wrote that too. I don't have his name, and it's really gonna... Wait, is that no? That's everyone. I don't have his name at the moment. But he showed up and he was all like, hey, Hero Killer, I want to join forces with the League of Villains, which is a pathetic made-up name that we totally made up, and our actual name is Daddios Spaghettios. That'd be a cool name, actually. And he was like, oh, yeah, I might just stab you instead. We'll see. I'm excited to see what this Hero Killer brings. He obviously wants to fight All Might, but All Might ain't doing so great at the moment, to be fair. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you all for watching. You can watch the next reaction right now on Patreon. $5 a month. that would mean like 4 episodes a month ahead of YouTube. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you lots like Jolly Tots, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.